Hello and welcome to another adventure here on my channel. Today I am finally going to be trying Give Me Glow Cosmetics. So if you like playing with makeup and talking about the beauty community / industry just as much as I do, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you'll be notified of all future content. Now this was my big Black Friday purchase for myself, so I do have some different products to try out for you today. First, I got one of their just little magnetic duos and a couple of their singles to go inside of it. Then I got one of their famous highlighters, and finally I got their brand new Sweet and Sticky palette. So I'm probably just going to swatch the singles today, since when I expressed interest in the Sweet and Sticky palette, a couple of you in the comments told me you were also interested. So this is mostly just going to be a first impressions of the palette and the highlighter, but I do want to go ahead and swatch these guys for you. I did already swatch them myself, and kind of insane, honestly. The first shade I got is Gifts Galore, which unfortunately you cannot get as a single anymore, but you can get it in their Christmas palette. So even though I don't have their Christmas palette, hopefully this can still be a helpful swatch to you, because it is so beautiful and reflective. It does seem to be a little bit flaky, so maybe I would use like a glitter primer or something. But I mean, look at how beautiful that is. That is just such a stunning shade. So I am excited to play with their shimmers for the first time today, even if it's not this shimmer. But then I also got this matte in the shade Americano, which is a permanent single of theirs, so you can pick this up if you are interested. I mean, that pigmentation is mildly insane. Overall, beautiful. I'm excited to dig in and try this formula out, even if it's not these shades today. I'm gonna start with my eyes, and then I'll do my cheeks with the highlighter later, because I'm gonna try one of these eyeshadows out as a blush just to see. Also, I was really surprised by how large this palette is. I was expecting it to be bigger than just like a normal little 6-pan, bigger than my Laura Lee 6-pans, but this is huge for a 6-pan eyeshadow palette. Here's the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in comparison, so you can kind of see how big this freaking palette is for just 6 shades, and the pans are pretty big. This is what the outside looks like. It's exactly like the inside, except for I think that this information is only on the unit carton, not the palette. Oh, I was wrong. It is on the palette as well. So unit carton and palette do look identical. Then when you open her up, beautiful and huge pans, which personally I like. I know a lot of people are liking smaller pans now, but I still like an eyeshadow palette with big pans. What can I say? Sweet Cinnamon Latte and Icing Drip are the 2 shimmers. The rest are mattes. There is no micro glitters or anything like that in this palette. There also is a mirror that I think looks pretty good if you care about mirrors in palettes. There is a protector sheet on it. Ooh, let's do this together. So satisfying. I have not swatched any of these shades or anything like that, and I just am excited to get them on my eyes. So let's zoom in a little bit and get started. I think I'm going to use all of the shades in this palette in this look somehow. So I'm gonna start with Let's Get Baked, this buttery yellow shade. I'm gonna go in with just the tiniest amount, because if this is at all pigmented like those other singles, tiniest amount is gonna be fine. I'm gonna put this a little bit above my crease. Okay, I may need a tiny bit more than that. But I'm gonna use this yellow as sort of my transition-y shade. No complaints so far. Now I'm gonna go in with Dem Buns Dough, which, you know what? I appreciate when my eyeshadow palette appreciates how great my ass is too. And I'm going to put this in the crease as well. Looking good to me so far. Okay, has anyone else heard Miley Cyrus's new album, Plastic Hearts? I am in love. I love 80s glam rock so much. So this kind of 80s pop, glam rock fusion with modern pop type of... Love it. I love it so much, and Miley Cyrus has such a good voice for rock. I really like Nightcrawler. I really like Bad Karma with Joan Jett. I've been waiting for a Miley Cyrus Joan Jett collab song for years, and it was worth the wait. It's so good. The whole album is honestly just absolutely fantastic. These are blending absolutely beautifully. And I definitely could just leave it like that and do this kind of grungy, yellowy brown crease, but because I do want to use all 6 shades, I'm gonna go in with 375. Beautiful orange. And just put that in the crease as well. See how these three just mix and play together? I like that actually. It didn't make it like orange, it just added some warmth. I'm just taking a blank brush to really make sure they mesh together. They really did pretty well. I've just started doing this with all my eyeshadows because I like the effect. It kind of softens everything. Now I'm going to use They See Me Rollin', the dark brown in this palette, for the outer corner. That's interesting. It has almost a bit of purple in it. I don't know if you can see that, but as I'm blending it out, especially right here, it does pull a little bit purple. Taking my crease brush with no extra product just to blend the edges a little bit. Cleaning up the edges with my CoverGirl CG smoothers. I'm going to swatch these shimmers just to kind of see. Very bright, very shimmery, very metallic. Gorgeous. I think the obvious thing to do is what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to take Sweet Cinnamon Latte on my finger here and just pop that all over the lid. I am getting some fallout. I'll see if I can just kick it away in a second. Wow. That's a shimmer. That's metallic. Okay, it doesn't sweep away super easily. So next time I would probably put down some powder before doing my eyes. Just because now I kind of have some glitter right here that doesn't look like it's coming off. But it's not too bad. Like, it's not terrible. It's just, it's there. I'm just taking this brush to blend out the edges slightly. No more product, but I did get more fallout from that. Yeah, that's a glitzy shimmer. This might be more of a special occasion palette for me just because of that, but if you were looking for some intense shimmers, yeah, very pretty. These are also really creamy. Like, this feels more like a cream to powder texture than just a straight up shimmer texture, but I don't think it's cream to powder. I think it's just a really creamy powder. Using my ColourPop Exit Liner on the waterline. This is just a white cream gel liner. I'm gonna keep it simple and neutral and just use Dem Bunstow on the lower lash line. I might take a little bit of They See Me Rollin' to connect it on the outer corner, but we'll see. This doesn't seem to be wanting to pick up on this brush quite as easily as I thought it would, but it's still working. So I'm gonna go in, I am gonna go in with that darker matte just for the outer bit of the lower lash line to connect it up. Taking a blank brush just to soften and blend that. Then I'm gonna use this last shade, Icing Drip, as an inner corner highlight. That's bright. That is bright and very pretty. Honestly, I'd probably like that as a lid shade a little bit better just because I like a really bright lid shade. The only thing I'm not liking is how much fallout I got, because I don't think it's coming across on camera, but in real life, my face is, it's glittery. It's kind of glittery. I'm not a fan of that, but now I know. Now I'm gonna try something that may honestly kind of ruin this look, but I'm gonna try anyway. So I'm gonna take 375 on my blush brush, and I'm just taking a little bit to use as a blush. Just taking a buffing brush to blend that out a little bit. I really like that. That is a nice orange blush. And that's another reason I like the giant pans, because I can actually get a blush brush in there. Oh, that's such a good blush for winter because it just looks warm and toasty. I like that. I like that so much. It makes me wonder how this shade would work as a bronzer on me. I mean, it's not a super obvious bronzer color, but on my fair skin, that may work. I may double this as a face palette. I could also probably use Icing Drip as a highlighter, and depending on your skin tone, Sweet Cinnamon Latte may be a beautiful highlighter. So if you're interested in this palette, maybe consider some double usage out of it, because I will be using that blush again. But I'm not going to test this as a highlighter because I have Snowflake. This is a white highlighter for very fair skin tones, is what they said online, and that's me. So let's see how this works. Let's see how I like the formula. This also has a little mirror on it. Oh, let's do this again together. Okay, that is icy, which is what I wanted, obviously, from Snowflake. And it's definitely more of a glittery highlighter, but the glitter particles don't seem... Okay, I just packed way too much on. That was a mistake, but you know what? I am a winter snow fairy today, and that's okay. Jeez. That is the most intense highlighter I have ever put on my face. When they say give me glow, they mean glow. I'm gonna take a buffer brush just to try to like soften it a bit. I mean, I put on too much. I'm aware of that. This is mostly my fault. But wowza. They mean glow. But it's also really pretty. I like that. I feel like a snow fairy. I feel like a Christmas elf in this highlighter. Yeah, I like that. That's fun. But I am going to finish up my makeup and be right back to give you my final first impression thoughts. Hello, I am back. I am wearing lashes and I am just as surprised at that as you are, but this highlighter has me feeling like a snow fairy princess and I felt like being extra. Also, the 2 pairs of lashes that I have had for literally 3 years because I wear them so rarely, finally, it was time to say goodbye, and I got this pack of Kiss lashes as the replacement, and I was curious and wanted to try them out. So I'm wearing the style Holly from the Lash Couture Moonlight Kisses pack from Ulta. These were one of the 2 that I was like, ooh, those will be good cosplay lashes, but I was feeling like it. And on the lips, I am wearing my Kylie lip liner in the shade Coconut, no surprise there, and my Kylie lipstick in the shade Creep It Real, because let's be honest, what is Christmas Snow Fairy Princess without a little Halloween mixed in? It wouldn't be me otherwise. And here is the finished look. I am really happy with how this came out. Going over the products, this little duo I am very excited to dig into, and I hope they are just as good of quality as the palette because I really enjoyed this. I was really careful going in because I expected them to be super pigmented, but they blended super well. And if you are someone who likes a lot of pigment, I bet you definitely could just load up your brush once and go in and have plenty of pigment because these are impressive shadows. I really liked how they blended into each other. These shimmers are wow. Very wow. I don't like how much fallout they have, but next time, like I said, I will just put some powder down when I want to use this palette. That will stop me from this being an everyday palette, both that it has so much fallout that doesn't sweep away easily, also that the shimmers are so intense because I don't like to go for such an intense shimmer every day, but overall, very nice palette, very glad I added this to my collection and excited to play with it more. I also really like the tones in here because they all work together, but they're all a little bit different, and I feel like I could do several neutral kind of similar looks, but just pull them in a little bit of a different direction depending on what combination of these 3 shades I use or just alone. And this deepening shade is really interesting. It looks like a brown, but I really think it is more of a very deep browny plum. But I do want to compare it to Americano since I have it here, and they are similar looking, not exactly, but they are both dark browny shades. So this is Americano and this is They See Me Roll In from the Sweet and Sticky palette. As you can see, they are both dark browns, but they are not the same at all. This one is definitely more cool toned and this one has a lot more warmth and plumminess to it. And then the highlighter. I really like this. This is the most intense, insane highlighter I have ever tried in my life, but I am impressed that it doesn't really emphasize that much texture. I mean, there's a little bit there, but not nearly as much as I would expect for a highlighter this intense. It does have a little bit of glitter in it, but it is more of the metallic-y type of highlighter. I like this. I like this a lot, and if you are looking for an intense highlighter, this may be your girl. I also forgot to say, I did take a little bit of this and tapped it in the center of my lips and then kind of like mushed them together, rubbed it in just to add a little brightness to the center, and I do think it looks really nice on the lips that way too. So I'm excited to play with this more, and they do have a ton of shades of highlighter. So if bright like intense white is not good for your skin tone, there are options. Also, again, while I'm here, I do want to compare this to the shade Icing Drip from this palette, because if they're similar enough, then maybe if you were going to get this palette, you could skip on this highlighter and just use the shade. Let me see. Oh yeah, those are honestly almost identical. So this is Snowflake, this is Icing Drip. I feel like Icing Drip has a little bit more of a vanilla to it, whereas Snowflake is really pure, intense white. But on the cheeks, I doubt you would see too much of a difference. This formula feels a little bit flakier than this one, but yeah, overall, I don't think I needed to buy both, or I could have chosen the highlighter in a different shade. But oh well, it is what it is. I am not disappointed that I have both. So overall, I am very impressed with this brand so far. I really, really like the mattes. Like the mattes in this palette, really good, and I'm excited to play with them some more. Highlighter, really liked it. The shimmer eyeshadows, they're beautiful, and I understand why people would love these so much. They're just not my particular cup of tea, but I don't mind them. They're just a once in a while type thing for me rather than everyday go-to. I'm excited to play with the duochrome, and they do have a lot of interesting duochromy shades in singles on their website if that is more up your alley. I'm usually not a singles person, but this little duo, I was like, well, it's a palette. It's a palette because it's a little duo, right? I just made it myself, it's fine. So with that, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on Give Me Glow down in the comments. Have you tried them? If you have, what products? What do you think? If not, are you interested in trying them? Please let me know. And again, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all next time.